The iPhone Ultra is shaping up to be Apple's boldest iPhone yet, and if leaks are accurate, the company's first true foldable phone. After years of speculation about an iPhone Ultra or iPhone Fold, 2026 is increasingly looking like the year Apple finally enters the foldable market with a device that combines iPhone portability and iPad-like productivity. Recent code discovered in the iOS 27 developer beta has all but confirmed that Apple is actively preparing software for a device with a folding state and multiple viewing angles, references to a fold state, different hinge positions, and adaptive interfaces point strongly toward a foldable form factor. Instead of calling it iPhone Fold, many reliable analysts now believe Apple will brand this flagship as the iPhone Ultra, designed to appeal to power users, multitaskers, and early adopters. The iPhone Ultra is rumored to pack the experience of an iPad mini into a device that still slips into a pocket or small bag. Here's a detailed look at the most credible leaks so far, including the expected launch window, pricing, design, display technology, software experience, and battery life. iPhone Ultra expected release date. Apple is widely expected to unveil the iPhone Ultra at its annual fall hardware event, alongside the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max. Historically, Apple's main iPhone keynote takes place in early September, usually within the first 2 weeks of the month. Looking at recent launches, both the iPhone 16 and iPhone 17 lineups were introduced on September 9. This schedule lines up with reporting from Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, who recently suggested that the most likely date for the debut of the iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, and foldable iPhone is September 8th, with September 9th as the runner-up. However, while the announcement will almost certainly come in early September, the actual sale date for the iPhone Ultra could be more complicated. According to reporting from Nikkei, Apple is currently ramping up production of the foldable iPhone. Typically, Apple begins selling new iPhones 1 to 2 weeks after unveiling them. But the iPhone Ultra presents two major challenges: the added complexity of a foldable design, especially with a novel hinge mechanism, ongoing global RAM and memory shortages, which impact production of high-end devices. Because of this, analysts believe the iPhone Ultra's retail availability may be staggered. There could be a limited initial shipment sometime in mid-autumn, with broader availability not arriving until November, December, or even early 2027. Depending on how quickly Apple and its suppliers can scale production, the upside is that Apple appears to be preparing for strong demand. Nikkei reports that Apple has instructed suppliers to plan for around 10 million iPhone Ultra units, up from an earlier forecast of approximately 8 million. That suggests Apple is confident that its first foldable will attract significant interest, even at a much higher price point than regular iPhones. iPhone Ultra price. How much will Apple's first foldable cost? One thing nearly all analysts agree on: the iPhone Ultra will be expensive. Very expensive. Top industry watchers, including Ming-Chi Kuo and Mark Gurman, expect the iPhone Ultra to start at a price of at least $2,000. Some research firms have floated even higher estimates, putting the potential base price closer to $2,399. That would make it more costly than many of its direct foldable competitors. Google Pixel 10 Pro Fold, around $1,799. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, around $2,000. Several factors explain why the iPhone Ultra is likely to sit at the very top of the smartphone price ladder. Foldable hardware is inherently costly, especially a large, flexible main display, a high-quality cover display, and a complex hinge mechanism. Apple's typical margins and premium positioning mean it rarely undercuts rivals on price, particularly with first-generation products. The ongoing global memory shortage is raising the cost of high-capacity RAM and storage, both of which a device like the Ultra will likely need in abundance, given Apple's history with premium devices like the Pro and Pro Max lines. A $2,000 plus starting price for the iPhone Ultra is highly plausible. Higher storage configurations could easily push the total cost closer to, or even above, the $2,400 mark. Rumored iPhone Ultra design and displays the design of the iPhone Ultra is where Apple is expected to differentiate itself most clearly from existing foldable phones. Rather than mimicking Samsung's tall, narrow Galaxy Z Fold form factor, leaks suggest Apple is leaning toward a wider, more book-like design. Broadly similar to the original Google Pixel Fold, a wider, more tablet-like foldable early reports indicate that the iPhone Ultra's chassis will be significantly wider than most current book-style foldable. This approach has several potential advantages. When unfolded, the Ultra's primary screen will offer a more traditional landscape orientation, better suited for watching movies, TV shows, and videos with minimal letterboxing. A wider display could make multitasking and side-by-side apps more comfortable, with more horizontal room for content in folded form. A wider outer display can feel more like a normal phone screen, avoiding the cramped feel some users report with very tall, narrow cover displays. It's worth noting that Samsung itself is rumored to be making the Galaxy Z Fold 7 wider in 2026, indicating that the industry trend is shifting. Apple, however, appears to be pushing firmly into the wider, mini-tablet territory from the outset. Display sizes and thickness according to Ming-Chi Kuo and other supply chain sources. The iPhone Ultra is expected to feature a main flexible OLED display of approximately 7.8 inches when fully opened, an exterior cover display around 5.5 inches for standard phone use. In terms of physical dimensions, leaks suggest around 4.5 to 4.8 millimeters thick when unfolded, which would make it even thinner than an iPhone Air-style device in its open state, approximately 9 to 9.5 millimeters thick when closed, which is in line with or slightly slimmer than many existing foldable phones. These measurements hint at a surprisingly sleek, foldable, despite the additional mechanical complexity. Achieving that level of thinness while still packing a large battery and advanced camera system would be a notable engineering feat. Camera system and hinge technology on the back, the iPhone Ultra is rumored to feature a dual camera setup, likely consisting of a primary wide-angle camera and ultra-wide camera. While that might sound modest compared to triple or quad camera arrays on some flagship phones, Apple's strength has always been in sensor quality, image processing, and software optimization. The company may be choosing to prioritize optics and performance over sheer camera count, especially in a device where internal space is at a premium. One of the more innovative aspects of the iPhone Ultra could be its hinge. Reports suggest Apple is developing a 3D printed hinge system, a departure from the traditional machined or stamped metal hinges used in many current folders. Early concerns about the durability of this 3D printed hinge have reportedly been addressed. With the device now said to be in test production, a 3D printed hinge could allow for more complex internal geometries that reduce stress on the flexible display weight savings compared to bulkier, traditional hinge designs, tighter tolerances, and more precise engineering to minimize gaps and improve dust resistance. Technology and crease management, key challenge for all foldables is the crease that appears where the display folds. According to Bloomberg, Apple has opted for a new display technology that reduces the crease without eliminating it entirely. This suggests Apple will not completely erase the fold line but aims to make it less visible and less noticeable in day-to-day use. Users can likely expect a crease that is faintly visible under certain lighting conditions or viewing angles, is smoother, more consistent feel when scrolling or swiping across the fold area, improved durability of the display layer. Designed to withstand thousands of open-close cycles, no Face ID. Touch ID takes center stage in a notable design decision. Current leaks indicate that the iPhone Ultra will not include Face ID. Instead, Apple is expected to rely on Touch ID via a fingerprint sensor integrated into the lock power button on the side of the device.